If you put in the bias to begin with, you only get bias out of it. If your data ignores rural India, your AI will doom those patients too, violating the very foundation of equitable healthcare. This is day 18 of 50 days of AI in healthcare. Follow along if you find this series interesting. Bias in AI isn't programming error, engineering error. It's a data inheritance problem, and it's destroying one of WHO's core principle: equitable healthcare for all, not just the privileged few. Here's what it means. Stanford researchers found out that AI dermatology systems perform significantly worse on darker skins, not because engineers were racist, but because training dataset had mostly fair skinned patients. The AI learned patterns that simply didn't exist for other populations. Now, picture this in our Indian healthcare system. An AI trained to detect cervical abnormalities using data from urban cancer centers. That is, women with regular screening, good nutrition, early stage presentations, and high quality colposcopy images. But what happens when the same AI meets the rural India? Women presented with advanced disease, poor nutrition status, different HPV strain patterns, and image captured by basic equipments under suboptimal lighting. It leads to complete diagnostic failure. Here's another real disaster I want to highlight. An AI trained to predict diabetic complications using data from corporate hospitals, that is, patients with regular HbA1c monitoring, continuous glucose meters, complete medication adherence records. Is good, right? Now you deploy the same tool in a government hospital where patients come sporadically, can't afford regular tests, have different dietary patterns, and present with advanced complications. The AI fails catastrophically because it never learned what uncontrolled diabetes looks like in a resource poor setting, right? The bias isn't intentional, it's systemic. Urban hospitals have better documentation, cleaner data, standardized protocol. Rural centers have gaps, inconsistencies, different disease presentation. If 80% of your training data comes from 20% of the population, your AI will optimize for that privileged minority and abandon everyone else. This isn't just statistics, it's algorithmic apartheid that violates the fundamental principle of universal healthcare access. AI that works only for privilege isn't healthcare, it's discrimination with a digital face. Tag a medico who still thinks bias only belongs in sociology class. They need to see this and understand how AI can either bridge or widen healthcare inequalities.